Hello everybody, welcome back, and today we are going to continue with our FCE, okay? So for today is a special class, so this is our practice test, okay? So it starts from page 27. Let me just go there to show you. Page 27, okay? And I hope you've done your studying with the consolidation part from last week, because this is your, like a mock test for today, okay? So instead of doing the practice test by yourself, we will go through them together one by one, and let's take notes so you have a better understanding of what to do, alright? So let's go quickly to page 27, okay? Page 27. So it is similar on the whiteboard, okay? We have the whiteboard here. So page 27 is on the top part of the whiteboard. And we have a long passage and the answers down below. So you can either circle A, B, C, or D, or write down A, B, C, or D on the lines, okay? Before we tackle that, okay, we always have to answer or understand the question, I should say, understand the question. So the question is, for questions 1 to 12, read the text below and decide which answer, A, B, C, or D, best fits each gap. Gap means the spaces in between. There is an example at the beginning, or question 0. So the title is eccentric or mad. Eccentric or mad. So I want you to take note on what eccentric means, okay? So eccentric means either different, okay, weird, or unique. So eccentric, the word itself has many different meaning. It can be a bad meaning or a good meaning, depending on the context, okay? It depends on the context. And what does context mean? Context means the relationship of words, or the relationship of words in a sentence, in a story, in a text, okay? So eccentric can mean different, weird, or unique, okay? And the second part of the title is eccentric or mad. So mad is, what does mad mean? Mad means crazy, okay? In this sense, mad means crazy. And crazy is a disadvantage, right? It's a bad thing. So we can assume that the eccentric here means bad or good?
Good.
Good, right? So good
Pros.
or bad? So eccentric or crazy?
Pros and cons.
Yeah, so it's are you having a pro or are you having a con, all right? So this is what the passage is about. Are you unique? Are you different? Or are you just crazy? Okay? So let's read the passage first before we answer them, okay? So reading the passage. Traditionally, the British have always been the British have been very A, loving, B, caring, C, fond, or D, warm of their eccentrics, okay? So of their eccentrics means of their unique traits, okay? The traits that are uniquely British. Only British people kind of have this trait. So it should be fond, F-O-N-D. Fond means a big likeness to, okay? For example, I am a fan of basketball, right? So I'm fond of these basketball players. All right, for the question number 1, even today, British eccentrics are considered to be the strangest. Okay, so eccentrics, right? I told you it can mean weird as well. So British eccentrics are the strangest. A, concerning to American psychologists. B, considering to American psychologists. C, responding to American psychologists. Or D, according to American psychologist David Weeks. Which is the correct answer? A, B, C, or D? Pay attention to the preposition to.
D.
D, very good. According to. So we are saying, who said this, okay? Who said that the British eccentrics are quite strange? Well, according to this person. Okay, according means said by. Oops, sorry. According to means said by, okay? Said by. Alright? So we can write that down as a note if you don't know what it means. According to means said by or exemplified by, right? Okay, question number 2. Blank the leopard man, for example. He lives alone in a cave on the Isle of Skye. So, take the leopard man, for example. See the leopard man, for example. Watch the leopard man, for example, or look the leopard man, for example. Which one should it be?
Take.
Very good. Take the leopard man, for example. So this is an opener for giving examples, okay? So it's take, for example, okay? So take, for example, can be an introduction to a piece of information, okay? All right, take, for example. So he is tattooed. Tattooed means he has tattoos all over his body, right? Tattooed from head to toe, hair to toe, skull to toe, or top to toe. So we're talking about body parts, right?
Head.
Something to toe. So it should be
Head.
head to toe. Very good. So what does head to toe mean?
The whole thing.
Right. So covered.
With.
Covered from. Right, covered from head to toe. Okay? So from head to your toe, you are covered in tattoos, right? All right. From head to toe with leopard spots and blank living selling seafood and creates a living and makes a living or gets a living or has a living. Which one do you think is correct? So blank a living means this is his job, right? So when you are gets a living means wrong, not gets a living. Makes a living, okay? So makes a living. Which is B, makes a living, okay? Number 4, and makes a living selling seafood. So makes a living or make a living means makes money by, okay, so this means a job. Okay, so for example, I make a living teaching and something else, right? So make a living, job. All right. Question number 5. It has long been believed. That means it has long been believed means for a long time now. Everyone believes that. Creativity and insanity. Okay, maybe you don't know what this word means. This word means insanity. Insane comes from the word insane, which means crazy or the state of being crazy. Okay? Insane means crazy. Insanity means your state of being crazy. Okay? State of being crazy. Alright, so which one should it be for number 5? It has long been believed that creativity and insanity are joined, are connected, are combined, are similar.
Combined.
Combined means you put two together. So if you are creative, that is combined with being crazy. Connected. Very good. Connected. So it should be B. Right? Connected. Not exactly one is the same. Okay? So an apple is an apple. Okay? But crazy and creative is not the same. But there is a connection. Okay? There is a small connection between them. Alright, let's go on to number 6. In the last 30 years or so, psychologists have tried to find evidence to support this belief. This means for 30 years now, psychologists are, you can say these are doctors or scientists who study the human brain and the human behavior, okay? Have tried to find evidence to support this belief. One study found that creative people have a lot in Same with eccentrics. A lot in alike with eccentrics.
Common.
A lot in common with eccentrics. Or a lot in similar with eccentrics.
Common.
A lot in common. Very good. So C. What does common mean? Common means almost everyone or each person has this, okay? So what this means is people who are creative and people who are kind of crazy, they have a lot of things that are similar, a lot of things that are in common. And also that they are more blank to suffer from extreme depression, which is often associated with mental illness. That means people who are creative and also who are eccentrics, who are a little weird, right? They are more blank to suffer from depression, from being very, very sad, and is also associated, is also connected with mental illness, okay? So, which one should it be for number 7?
Likely.
More likely, more probable, more possible, more available. More
Likely.
likely. That they are more likely. Should be A, okay? They're more likely to suffer from extreme depression. So extreme means large, okay? Or very big or out of proportion. Okay, so from these two paragraphs, so far, do you think that there is a connection between being insane, being crazy or being mad, and being eccentric or different or creative? Do you think so? It seems like there is, right? It seems like there is a true connection. All right, and then let's go on to the last paragraph. But, this American psychologist, but during David Week's detailed blank into personalities of eccentrics, into detailed search into, or detailed research into, or detailed check into, or detailed look into. What do you call when an academic, someone who is a scholar, wants to study? Do you call it a search, a research, a check, or look?
Research.
Very good. So research for number 8 should be, is it B? Yes. B, okay? A research into the personalities of eccentric. This means what kind of people are these people, right? The eccentrics who are creative but also weird, okay? He found that they are blank the happiest and healthiest of people. He found that they are among, they are between, they are with, or they are apart. What do you think?
Among.
Among, very good. They are among the happiest and healthiest. So what does among mean? Among means together within one place, right? Among. That means we cannot really tell who is eccentric, okay? From the people who are generally just happy and healthy, right? So by their happiness and health, right? We can't just point at someone and say, oh, this person might have depression or, or is an eccentric. So it should be A, among. Question number 10. So not only do they visit their doctors much less often than the blank of us. Okay? So not only do they visit their doctors much less often, so they don't visit often, right? Than the blank of us, then the least, the most, then the remainder, then the rest. The rest, okay. So I'll have to give you another point here. You can use then the rest of us, right? But in some cases, we can also say then the most of us, right? Because, right, let me try to explain. If we use the rest of us, it can be either the eccentrics are the bigger part of the population, and the people who are not the eccentric, let's say they are 50 people. 40 people are eccentrics, and 10 people are normal, okay, or just everyday people. Can I say 40 people of the eccentrics see their doctors much less often than the most of us? 10 is most?
No.
No, right? That's why we will use D, the rest of us, okay? But in this case, if we are talking about the people who are normal, okay? Out of 50 people, 10 people are normal and see their doctors almost all the time. But the most of us who are eccentrics will not see doctors much often. So it depends in the context. Remember when I said context? The relationship of the words in that form a sentence, right?
Yeah.
So it depends in the context, the situation, and the relationship. Alright, so you can try to write that down if you want in your notes as well, just to remind you, everyone at home and in the classroom. Right? This is a useful skill to have contextual analysis, alright? Alright, so for question number 11, okay, so not only do they visit their doctors much less often than the most or the rest of us, but they are also usually excited in several things at one time, attracted to several things at one time, interested in several things at one time, or invested in several things at one time. What do you think? Should it be excited, attracted, or interested?
Attracted?
Okay, so attracted, okay? So attracted is a very powerful word, okay? So attracted means it really pulls you in, okay? It really pulls you in. And in English, we use attract usually, for example, with mosquitoes, okay? If you leave or ants, right? If you leave something sweet on the table, right? It attracts ants, or it attracts mosquitoes or flies. So this is a very strong pull, right? In this case, this is not the correct answer. So which one do you think is the best fits the gap? Excited, interested, or invested? Invested means you put your time, your effort, a lot of sweat and blood, as they say in English, right? Or interested, okay? You just want to see and try different things.
Invested.
Okay, invested, again, is too strong of a word. So the word here has to be interested, okay? See, interested. That means these people who are very creative and eccentric, right? They always see so many things that are happening at once, and they want to try and see if they can do these different things, okay? So they're interested, okay? They might not actually do it, but they're thinking of doing it. Interested. Okay, and lastly, number 12. So, but they're also usually interested in several things at one time. So they always have a or an goal in life, reason in life, score in life, or aim in life.
Goal.
Goal, very good. So they always have a goal in life. Alright, again, in this case, you can say a goal in life or an aim, okay? What is a goal? What is a goal? A goal is something you're trying to reach, right? And an aim is similar, okay? So you can say either aim, D, or goal, A. So both are okay in this sense, alright? Just to wrap up this eccentric or mad a story, or I should say an article, okay? So this here just talks about people who are very creative, right? People who are very creative. Sometimes there's just that one switch that can turn them from very creative to very a little crazy, right? So this is what they talk about. It just takes that one kind of snap for them, right? But in general, they are very happy people, right? And they have a goal in life to do, because they are so interested in many different things at once, right? Good work, everyone. So I hope you took notes, okay, of the different vocabulary and different grammar rules that we had today for this part, all right? And check your answers, please. Make sure you've corrected them before we move on to the next page. All right, so, all right. Now let's go on to the second part, okay? So page 28, okay? Page 28. We will talk about nightmares, okay? Nightmares. So again, before you answer your test question, please read the question first, okay? So let's read the question above. Part 2. For questions 13 to 24, read the text below and think of the word which best fits each gap, okay? Use only one word each gap. There is an example in the beginning, so only one word, okay? Now before we dive into the question, since we have quite a lot of time, let's try to analyze the word nightmare. A little bit of interesting things for you, okay? So nightmare. Night, as we know, just means night, right? N-I-G-H-T. Night just means night. Plus an old English word, mare. Okay? And this word mare means difficulties. Okay? It means difficulties or it means troubles. Okay? Or in some cases it also means something evil, right? But more about difficulties or troubles in this sense, okay? Nightmares. Night troubles or night difficulties, okay? And what do we usually do at night? Right? Very good. Most of the night, right? We go to sleep and we start dreaming. So when we have difficulties at night, they're usually about dreaming, okay? And now this old word comes into the New English word nightmares, okay? So this is Old English, this is New English, nightmares. So similar spelling still, right? And what are nightmares in general? Nightmares are
Bad dreams.
very good, are bad dreams, okay? So let's try to read the passage and let's answer the questions, okay? So let's try to read first, okay? So nightmare. Nightmares, like most dreams, occur during the stage of sleep when the brain is very active and sorting through different experiences and new information for learning and memory. So what we call this here is an opening sentence, okay? So the opening sentence is where you give your what you want to say, okay? What you want to say. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about nightmares. And we have some pieces of information. So nightmares occur when we are in the stage of sleeping, but when we are sleeping, our eyes are shut, right? How about our brains? Does our brain shut down as well when we sleep? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
What do you think, everyone at home? Does your brain shut down when you sleep at night? No, right? So your brain stays active and sorting through experiences, okay? So we have another note here. Sorting through experiences. Alright? So the most important thing here is sorting through. Okay? What does sorting through mean? Sorting through means arranging.
To put something
Right.
and classify it.
Right. Okay? That means you put different things into different spaces where they belong. So your brain is arranging your memories, okay, and your experiences, how you feel, what you did, and what you thought during the day. So after one day, you go to sleep, and when you dream, that is when your brain is actively sorting different memories, okay? Maybe from that same day or a long time ago. That's why your dreams feel like real experiences, right? Because it's a mix of everything. So as your brain is going through different experiences, arranging them, okay, you are trying to keep these new learnings or memories, okay? So sleeping is very important for you to keep your memory. So that's why a lot of people, when they don't take a rest, when they don't nap or they don't rest at night, they keep forgetting many things, right? Because why? Because they are restless, right? Because their brains need some time to process, okay? So now let's go on, okay? Let's go on. So we have question number 13 as the first one. The vivid images the brain is processing can seem blank real as the emotions.
As real.
Very good. As real as. So we call this an as structure, okay? So the answer for number 13 is as, okay? But let me just write this down. No need to write this down over here. As real as. So we call this the as and as structure, where there is something in between.
Something equals to something.
Right, something is as equal as something, right? So this pen, this color blue pen, is as blue as the ocean, right? Something like that. All right, number 14. Vivid images the brain is processing can seem as real as the emotions they blank trigger. So trigger means the emotions that they will have you feel. Okay, so you feel something. So what should we put there that they blank trigger? that they will trigger, that they have triggered, that they can trigger, that they may trigger. If you say have trigger, that means whenever we have these pictures in our head, we always have or feel emotions. Do you think you always feel emotions?
No.
No, right? So what should it be? Possibility, right? So it should be they. What's for possibility?
They may trigger.
May trigger. Very good. So they may trigger. Okay. So this paragraph here is just talking about the vivid images. Okay. So maybe you don't know this word, vivid. Vivid means clear. Very clear. So very clear images that the brain is processing can look like as if. Okay. So seem. Alright, so it can look like as if, okay? Or can seem as real as the emotions, okay? So can look like as if the emotions are as real as they may trigger, okay? Alright, so write down your notes if you want. Good, now let's go to question number 15. This part of sleep, blank, known as rapid eye movement, or REM stage, because the eyes are rapidly moving beneath closed eyelids, okay? So what should the answer be for number 15? This part of sleep, blank, known as.
Is known as.
Is known as. Very easy, right? Is known as, okay? So we have seen this word rapid. R-A-P-I-D. Rapid eye movement, or rapidly moving. Constantly is not the right word. Quickly is more the correct word, okay? Quickly, Q-U-I-C-K-L-Y. So rapid means quick, rapidly means quickly, okay? So we have nightmares when we close our eyes, right? And our eyelids are closed and we're sleeping. But we have nightmares at this part when we're sleeping and our eyes are closed, but our eyes are moving very fast, right? Our eyes are moving very fast. Alright, so let's go on. Nightmares tend to happen during the second half of a night's sleep. Second half of a night's sleep. That means... Okay, let me explain. So when you're sleeping, the first half is just you, right? You lying in bed, trying to feel comfortable, right? And then you suddenly go to sleep. And when you sleep, nothing is happening, right? You're just breathing in and out. And then you start to dream. And that's when the second half of the sleep starts, okay? That's when your eyes start moving very fast beneath your closed eyelids. That's the start of the second half of the sleep. So first is just light sleep, right? And then you reach the rapid eye movement, or REM, or REM, where your eyes move very fast. And that's the second part. And then all the way until the time you wake up, okay? So that's rapid eye movement. Okay? So nightmares tend to happen during the second half of a night's sleep. Blank REM intervals are longer. This means REM dreams are not just one big REM dream, okay? Intervals means very many different parts of REM. So you might have many dreams in one night and they all come together to create a big dream, right? Alright, so what should I put in number 16? Nightmares tend to happen during the second half of a night's sleep. Blank REM intervals are longer. Which almost, but I'm sorry? But means the contrast, means opposite, right? So we're talking about a point in time. So it should be when REM intervals are longer. Okay? That means, okay, for example, try to look over here. So I'll write down REM. And we have the first half of sleeping, the second half of sleeping. Okay? The first half, we can say maybe REM is this long. Okay? The REM sleep Maybe all 5 minutes each. Okay? All 5 minutes each. But here, maybe we have 1 hour rapid eye movement, 5-minute rest, and then another hour of your eye moving rapidly. So this is where our vivid dreams, our clear dreams are found. These dreams over here, maybe we can remember small parts of it. But these dreams where our eye movement is for a very long time, that's where we can have our nightmares, our best dreams, the dreams that we can control, right? Because some of our dreams, when we realize we are actually dreaming, we can control our dreams sometimes, right? We call that lucid dreaming. And this happens in the rapid eye movement stage of sleeping. Okay? Good, so now let's go to number 17. No one knows exactly blank causes nightmares.
What causes nightmare?
Very good. What causes nightmare? So we don't know what causes nightmare, but we know when it is caused, right? It is caused during rapid eye movement or REM sleep. All right, let's move on. Dreams and nightmares seem to be one way kids process thoughts and feelings, blank situations they face.
Different.
Feelings, different situations, there should be something there. Dreams and nightmares seem to be one way kids process thoughts and feelings, situations they face. About, very good. So about situations they face. Okay, and to work through worries and concerns. This is why your parents always tell you, go to sleep, it's time for your bedtime. Sleep is very important for children and people who are growing up because this can help them feel better, okay? Your brain needs to take a rest so that you can sort out. Remember sort? Where is sort? Sort or arrange what you feel, what you did, okay, your experiences, okay? Let's go on to 19 to 24 very quickly. Most times, nightmares occur. Occur means happen, right?
Place.
Yes, very good. Occur means happen or take place. Okay? So nightmares occur, blank, no apparent reason. With no apparent reason. Okay, you can say with no apparent reason. This is good too. But the most best fitting is for no apparent reason. For no reason that he punched me in the face. Right? He just thought it was fun. Right? That guy might be an eccentric or mad guy, right? Or, right, we can say with no reason at all should you scream in the classroom. Okay? So it depends again the context, right? Number 20. At other times, they happen when a child is experiencing stress, blank, change.
And.
Stress and change?
Or.
Or, very good. Stress or change. Experiencing stress or change. Alright, number 21. Events or situations that might feel unsettling. Unsettling means it doesn't settle with how you feel. That means you feel uneasy. Such as moving to different houses or moving different countries, attending a new school, the birth of a sibling, or family tensions might also blank reflected in unsettling dreams. B, very good. Might also be. Alright, so everyone at home, I hope you are following our discussion in class, right? So take your notes if you need. Alright, you can put them on the side or on the bottom of the book, okay? So let's go on to question number 22. For some kids, blank those with good imagination, reading scary books, or watching scary movies or TV shows, just blank bedtime can cause nightmare. So 22 and 23.
Before.
So 23 is before, right? Before bedtime can cause nightmares. So if you have a very strong imagination, read scary books, or watch scary movies or TV shows before you sleep. Because your brain is experiencing that whole process. When you go to sleep, you might bring that experience into your dreams.
Lots of times.
Yes, and lots of times, right? Because this is the last memory we have for the day. So, what about question number 22?
Especially.
For some kids, especially those with good imagination. Okay, you can say especially. Very good vocabulary, Benjamin. You can say especially, or a very simple word like. I like eating sweets, like chocolates, like lollipops, right? So like is especially or an example. Okay. Alright, so let's move on to the last one. Okay, so for some kids, like those with good imagination, or especially those with a good imagination, reading scary books or watching scary movies or TV shows just before bedtime can cause nightmares. Parents can't prevent nightmares. What does the word prevent mean? P-R-E-V-E-N. Very good. So can't stop from happening. More like stop from happening. So not stop, but stop from happening.
Control.
Yes, control. Stop from happening. Or control. They cannot control, right? Nightmares. But can help kids blank a good night's sleep by soothing them before bedtime. What do you think? Can help kids blank a good night's sleep. Can help kids to have a good night's sleep. Another word for to have is
Gain.
gain. Very good, gain. But a simpler word is get. Okay? Get a good night's sleep. And this is why a lot of parents, they read storybooks to their kids before they sleep, right? So that when their kids start to dream, they can dream of the fairy tales, something nice and creative, right? Okay, very good. So please check your answers, okay, and your notes as well. We've done lots of notes and exercises today. Let's wait until we have to go to the page 29, okay? Page 29. Teens go without meat. Teens go without meat, all right? So let's go through this very quickly. It should be very easy for everyone, okay? So over here, okay? So part 3. Teens go without meat. Okay, teens go without meat. So let's again read the question before we answer the questions, okay? So part 3. For questions 25 to 34, read the text below. Use the word given in capitals. Okay, so I written down the words here. At the end of some of the lines to form a word that best fits the gap in the same line. There is an example given, okay? So the first one, let's read together. For everyone at home, I'm sorry if it's if the video is a little bit weird, okay? We'll fix it later. Number 0, the decision to become a vegetarian is, okay? So it comes from the word decide, okay? We remove this part here, okay? And then put S-I-O-N, decision, okay? Decision. So we will do a similar thing with the words in the brackets, okay? So let's try to do 25, okay? Number 25. The decision to become a vegetarian is a person 1. Person 1 will become something very important to you is very
Step?
Personally.
Personal.
Very good. So personal. P-E-R-S-O-N-A-L. Personal. So here we have A-L. Another word that we have A-L is the word factual. Okay? Factual. From the word fact, but we use U-A-L. So when we put person, right? A person is a person, a human being. But when something is personal, it is
For you.
for one human being, right? Now, fact is a truth. When we say factual, It is something of the truth, right? Factual. Next one, number 26. So is a person one. Made for a number of reasons. There are many different blank that teens in.
Explanations.
Very good. Many explanations. So we remove the I and put Asian, right? Explanations. This becomes a noun. Very good. Noun. That teens in particular give for choosing a meatless lifestyle. Funny. Alright, number 26. Number 26. One group claims that their choice is based on certain food like. And then they continue to say they simply don't enjoy. So don't enjoy is the opposite of like. So how do we make like into the opposite of like?
Dislike.
Dislike. Very good. You put the word dis in front, right? Dislike. Dislike. Or I should say certain food dislikes, right? Because more than one. They simply don't enjoy the taste of meat. Others are concerned about animal rights. So the rights that animals have, right? And the way animals are treated in the meat produce process. Meat produce process. Produce is a verb, to produce something. We need to change
Production.
it. Very good. Production, okay? In the meat production process. Okay. So again, nouns, right? Except for this one, number 25, personal, right? Means it's a adjective. All right, number 29. Yet more young people may be influenced by religion or cultural beliefs.
Religious.
Very good. So we can say because of religion, right? I am a vegetarian because of my religion. But in this case, religious, right? Because it becomes a adjective. Religious, right? They say religious or cultural belief, but it's actually religious belief or cultural belief, right? So religious belief or cultural beliefs. Which prohibit, okay? What does prohibit mean? Not allow. So, which not allows.
Provide. Provide.
No, prohibit means not allowed, okay? So which not allows the consumption. Consumption means to eat something or to drink something or to consume something, right? So consumption of meat. A further reason that teenagers feel that it is blank not to eat meat. They can control their weight. That it is healthy not to eat meat. That it is
Health.
It is health to eat meat. We are comparing here. We are comparing. A further reason.
Unhealthy.
Comparing. A further reason is that teenagers feel that it is not to eat meat and that they can control weight. More blank. Healthier. Very good. Because we are comparing, right? We are comparing. Okay? Healthier not to eat meat and that they can control their weight. Okay? More blank as vegetarians. More easily, okay? More easily as vegetarians. So easily is an adverb. We use adverbs to describe verbs, okay? The verbs here is to control their weight. And it is easily, right? More easily to control their weight as vegetarians than meat eaters, okay? Now, let's go to number 32. In many cases, too, it might be or it may be a blank family decision in order to reduce food bills. It may be a joining. It might be a joining family decision. What do you call it when the decision is made by different people? A joint.
Join.
Oh, maybe you don't know this word. Okay, a joint decision. Joint.
Oh.
Have you heard of this word before?
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you guys at home? Have you heard this word before? Joint. Okay, this means when everyone comes together, right? And they've done something. A joint. A joint parade.
Noun or some adjective or
What do you think? Joint. Look at the way that it's made. It may be a joint family decision.
Is it a
verb?
PP form?
Yes, it is. But what do you think joint is? What form is it? If it's a verb, that means it's an action. What do you think it is?
noun.
Noun.
A noun?
Yeah.
A noun? It is a joint. I have many joints, okay? So joint is a noun. Joint is a body part. So joint is a body part where your bones meet. So that's where they join. In this case, this is a joint family decision. What do you think? Describing a noun. Family decision is a noun. So this is an adjective.
Adjective.
Thank you. This is an adjective. We're describing a noun, okay? Okay, question number 33. However, it is important to note that in some cases, teens who adopt a strictly vegetarian diet may be in danger of developing an eating order. Order is a good thing, right? We need some order. What's the opposite of order? Something that is not good.
Disorder.
Eating disorder. Very good. Same as dislike, right? We put disorder. So eating disorder means there is something wrong with the way that you eat, right? You don't have order. You don't have control. Eating disorders such as anorexia. Okay? Anorexia. Anorexia is when you... When you feel so full even when you didn't eat anything, right? So some people, they think they are so fat that they will tell themselves, I will not eat. And they start to believe, even if they're very skinny, oh, I'm so full, because their stomachs are very small now. So they say, oh, I'm so full, I don't need to eat so much because I'm so fat.
And people die.
Yeah, and people die because of anorexia because they always think that they might be very fat and they need to lose weight. And when they lose a lot of weight, their stomachs get very, very small sometimes, or parts of their stomach will die. Okay? And they will always feel full. So they cannot eat a lot to gain back their weight, right?
And they even don't like eating.
Yeah, and they don't like eating. So 34. If parents have any suspect of this kind, they should contact their child's doctor.
Suspicion.
Suspicion is almost suspicion.
Suspicion.
Suspicion. Very good. SUSPICIONS. There's an S there. Suspicions. Because you are suspecting. You suspect that your child has a sickness. So you are suspicious why she is not eating. So your suspicions that were suspected when you were suspecting are correct, right? Okay.
What's the time now?
We have around 10 minutes more, okay, since we started class a little later. Now let's move on to part 4, page 30, part 4. Okay, so this is the last part of our practice test, okay? I don't know if the camera can see it. Let me try. Part 4. Yes. Alright. Good. Let's go with the last part for today. We have the questions 35 to 42. And what do we need to do? Very easy. All we need to do is use the words in the bracket or parentheses and put them into some phrases that best fits each sentence, okay? Now, let's
Can we
read
put them to idioms?
idioms. If you can put them into idioms, you may, but in this case, I don't think idioms can work. All right, so let's read the questions or the instruction first. So for questions 35 to 42, complete the second sentence so that it has a similar meaning to the first sentence. So if you look at your book, on the number, next to the number, there is the first sentence. And we will use the words in parentheses here on the whiteboard to change it in the second sentence while keeping the same meaning. Don't change the meaning. Alright, so do not change the word given. You must use between 2 and 5 words, including the word given. So if you put the word given already, you still have four words to put, right? So 5 is the max. There is an example done in the beginning, so 0. Alright, so let's try to look at the example. So 0, they worked hard on the project, okay? So effort, we need to use the word effort. So they put a lot of effort into the project, okay? So similarly, let's try to do 35, okay? 35, you'll have no difficulty getting out of the country. You'll have no difficulty. So no difficulty is translated or changed into the word easy, okay? So how are we going to write that down?
You'll find
Much ease.
So you'll find blank out of the country. We need to use the word easy.
Oh.
You'll find much ease out of the country. That means when you leave the country, it will become easy. So the meaning there is different. Remember, the goal is to keep the same meaning. You'll have no difficulty getting out of the country.
you'll find so
Easy.
easy getting out.
Almost. Okay,
After?
so in this case, okay, let me write it down for you, okay? So you'll find what? The situation. We can change the situation of getting out of the country into a very small word. It, right? A referent. You'll find it what? Easy. Very good. You'll find it easy blank out of the country.
After?
After out of the country?
After getting.
After getting out of the country? Too long, right? So you'll find it easy getting out of the country. Or to get out of the country. Alright? So if someone said, you'll find it easy after getting out of the country. Again, that's a different meaning. That means when you get out of the country, that's when your life will become easy, right? But the situation is, escaping the country is easy, right? Alright, so now that you know how to do that, let's try to do number 36 together, okay? Number 36, the first original sentence is, he did the same job as his father, as it was expected of him. What does this mean? This means his father did one job, okay? And then he was expected to continue the job of his father, okay? It was expected. Now the word we need to use is footsteps, okay?
He
So-
followed his father's footsteps.
Very good. So footsteps, what does footsteps mean? You can think of it visually, okay? So when your father will step on the ground, he will leave footsteps, right? And you will follow his footsteps, exactly the same as what he did. That means you are doing the same job as he did, right? So follow footsteps. So it should be, he followed in his father's footsteps, right? Or what Benjamin said, he followed his father's footsteps, right? Another shorter way to do it, just his father's footsteps. So the in is optional, okay? Alright, very good. What about for question number 37? They should have told him the truth. They should have told him the truth. The word we need to use is better. Better.
It would have been better if they had told him the truth.
Very good. Is there another way for us to write that down? They should have told him the truth. Is there any other way?
It was better if they had told him the truth.
It would be better.
Right, so not was, but it would be, okay? So we can write that down in two ways. So just would, right? So it is already written. So would have been. Right? If, because this is an if clause, right? And then we could also say, it would be better. Okay? It would be better if. Alright? So you can use both. Either both is fine. Alright? Alright, so now let's go to question number 38. I'm afraid there's no milk left. So no milk will be changed with run, okay? So run. There is a connotation with the word run that I'm sure everyone knows, alright? So I'm afraid we blank of
Run
milk.
out of milk.
Very
Milk.
good. We run out of milk.
We are running out of.
Running
Okay, so let me write that down here, okay? So if we are running,
out of
we are running out, okay? Does this mean we still have but almost finish? Or already no more and we need to get more? We are running out.
are going to run out, it means.
Right, so we still have some milk but almost run out, right? What does the first sentence tell us? Do we have absolutely no more milk?
No more.
No more milk, right? So we are running out of milk is wrong, okay? Because we have ran out, okay? So the correct way to put it is, I'm afraid we have run out
of milk.
Very good. So this one could work, right? If the context is different. If we still have milk, but we need to get some more. Because we still have, and it's almost finished. But in this case, we absolutely have no milk anymore. We have run out. Okay? Alright, question number 39. She spent ages planting new flowers. Okay? So she spent ages. Okay, this is a time. Right? Time. And we have to change it to took.
It
took.
It took her ages
It took her ages.
to plant.
Very good. Very simple, right? So it took.
Ages.
Took here means spent.
For her.
No need to write for her. So it took her ages to. If you write for her, already redundant, right? Because we already mentioned here. It took her. So the time for her to do
work?
something. It took ages for her. It took ages for her the new flowers?
To plant.
Okay, that works. Okay? Alright, so do we still have enough time? Alright, so for question number 40, alright, question number 40. Here is the word prefer, okay, in the first original sentence. I prefer watching Western to watching romances. So this means the type of movie, right? Western movies or romance films. Then the word prefer will change to preference. Preference, okay? So, I have, okay? Preference is a what?
Noun.
Very good. So, I have a something. I have a noun.
I have a preference in.
Okay, very good. So, I have a preference. You can say I have a preference in movies, full stop. But in this case, we have romances, right? And we're missing one part, which is the westerns. So you can say, I have a preference.
In westerns.
Not in is almost correct, but the correct preposition here is for. I have a preference for westerns or western movies.
Rather than.
Very good. Rather than or over romances.
There are 6 words.
Is it 6 words?
Oh, no, 5.
5, right? It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right. So romances, no need. Okay? So when you say you have a preference for something over something, think of it as like a list. 1, 2, 3. Number 1 is the star, right? And I like Western more. And then we have romance. So the Western is over, right? Over the Romance. Think of it as like a list. All right? And so for questions number 41 and 42, all right? This will be an exercise for you, okay? So please do this as your homework. And then in the next lesson, we'll check it together. And we will continue with a new chapter, okay? The tenses form in the next lesson. All right, so again, this is your practice test, okay? I hope you took some notes down. And you will have to do 41 and 42 at home by yourselves. And I hope to see you again in the next lesson. All right, bye-bye.